The following game contains explicit sexual content and is intended for adult audiences only. This game's story includes difficult subject matter not suited for all audiences. Hey guys, welcome back to the third episode of Under Heaven. And last time we read this, we ran into an old friend in a very peculiar way. Found him very hurt in an alleyway. And now we're letting him stay at our house, or I guess this roommate's house, because multiple different guys own this place. And yeah, all kinds of weird shit is happening with him. He just forgot like 2 years of his life. He's been gone for a super long time. Julian used to know him. All kinds of weird stuff, and hopefully the game will tell us, or we'll find out. But yeah, it's been a little bit since I've read this story, but I've been very excited to get back into it. So here we go. Okay. Julian, maybe another day or two, but I'm sorry, this is a bad idea. Well, I mean, hold on. For God's sake, you all saw the state he was in when we found him. If he can't stay here, he is fucked. I'm not saying we do nothing, but there's programs and things out there. I'm sure we can get him set up with something. Doubtful this time of year. Shelters are pretty full up in my experience. They're not free anyway. I say he stays. Don't give me that look. I've been around. Okay, sure, but that doesn't really change things. We can figure something out. We can figure something or other out. We can figure something or other out. Am, am I stupid, or is that not a sentence? We can figure something or other. Yeah, I don't think it's supposed to be like that. Yeah. We can figure something out, but it isn't exactly fair to expect the rest of us to be cool with some guy crashing here forever. A couple of days, maybe. Speak for yourself. If Julian vouches for him, then I have no objection. It makes no real difference to me. Yeah, well, the rest of us leave our rooms sometimes. If the shelter situation is really that bad, then yeah, I'm with Lark and Julian. But yes, let's be honest with ourselves here. A few days most certainly won't be enough. So again, how long are we supposed to be cool with some guy crashing here? This isn't just some guy. I know him. He's not going to take advantage of us. Besides the free rent? I'm not saying it has to be forever or anything, just enough to heal up and get back on his feet. Julian, where would he even stay? We don't have a spare bedroom. The couch for now. If it turns into a longer term thing, I don't know. There's a space in my room for another single bed. Oh, is that what this is? That one actually heats me up under the collar, and I struggle not to shout. Fuck off, Lark. No, it isn't. You can't seriously think I would take advantage of someone's situation like that. I like to shock Sprite. No, you wouldn't. I apologize. That was out of line. Even if we had a space for him again, where does this go? Sure, you're saying a few weeks. Well, how long is a few weeks? And what then? Just another few days, another few weeks, another few months? It's not like finding him a new place is going to be easy. I'm sorry, Julian, but I'm looking out for you too. You're nice enough for your own good. Once his arm heals up, he can look for a job and pay rent just like the rest of us. There's nothing stopping him. Nothing except a 2-year resume gap. But, I don't know, it wouldn't feel right to just leave him twisting in the wind. It's a fucked up situation. Something will work out eventually. He's not gonna give up. Isn't he? Do you really know him? You said yourself, it's been forever. People change, Julian. Even in what little interaction we've had, there's something there. Something I knew once, since tempered and reshaped, but enduring all the same. The thing that really sucks is because we have also played the POV of, oh my god, has it been that long already? Ash. We've already played the POV of Ash, and we know that he contemplated slipping away when him and Julian were walking to the hospital. So it's really sad here, him being like, I know that he has a chance, while us as the player knowing that he doesn't really know him because he doesn't know that. He also hid something from him in the diner. Yeah. It's sad. Sometimes you just want to believe in people, but you don't truly know anyone sometimes. I'm certain. I can't know if it's going to work out as far as him being able to pay rent, but he won't just not try, I promise. Well, I'm sorry, but it doesn't change my vote. Julian, think. Whatever this big episode he had was, what if it happens again? What is he capable of? That's a good point. That we have no reason to think he did or would hurt anyone, if it comes to that. I hate the words about to come out of my mouth, but I know it's the only way. If he gets worse, we can revisit things. I'm not going to ask you to take risk on his behalf. And I'll take responsibility for whatever happens. But again, the worst thing we have any reason to believe might happen is that he disappears again. He doesn't deserve to be treated like a ticking time bomb just based off of speculation. I suppose. Hey, come on, guys, really? Julian, I feel bad for the guy, I really do, but none of us asked to be involved in this. This just isn't fair to the rest of us. Yeah, you pay more for the bigger room, but we all pay rent here. And suddenly we're paying the same amount for a smaller space because there's this guy sleeping on the couch and that you are absolutely 100% going to be too nice to kick out if it comes to that. Nothing he says is exactly unfair. I chew on his words. There has to be a way. I mean, I am already paying more. Okay, you know what? You're right. That's fair. Okay, I'm glad So until he actually can pay his share of rent, I will. We can call the couch equivalent to one of the regular bedrooms. Rent gets split more ways, your share goes down. And if something does happen, if he has some kind of episode and something gets damaged or goes missing, I'll pay you back for it, and, like I said, we can revisit things. Hold on, it's not exactly fair for you to suddenly be paying more. We should just be deciding this one way or the other altogether. I mean, I'm not going to object if there's another solution or anything, but if the rent is what's at issue, it doesn't have to be. Are you quite sure about this? You said it yourself. You don't know how long it could take him to get a job. I am. As you wish then, it seems fine by me. Well, I'm outvoted anyway. I guess that's that. But honestly, I'm gonna be locking my door and I really don't think this is gonna work out. Fair enough. Well, I do love it when we all can come to a consensus. We talk a little more about logistics, but the decision is made. Afterwards, I feel like I've run a marathon. Ash is still sleeping, so I go onto the balcony to get some air. I lean my forearms against the railing, letting my breathing slow. The sun gets brought down early this time of year, deep, reddish illumination lighting up the well. Some wetness from yesterday's rain still lingers, the streets cleaned and shining anew. They'll dirty up in time, and then we'll clean them once more. There, at the edge of our balcony, on the edge of our home, on the edge of the well, in the midst of our city, for just a moment, I let my mind go blank, as I watched the stars turn on. Ooh, new background. This is this is so cool. Is it H? Yeah, I love because you got the dome coming over in the background. City. So yeah, there's tall buildings and everything, so it just seems to be a large dome that goes all the way around like that. So this dome must be really, really big. And he's talking about a well too when he was out on that balcony, so it must keep going down, down. But what's down there? Like, what's up against the spire? Can you go inside the spire? These are the things I want to know. Oh, and we're Ash now. I've been doing the best I can to get out of the house. They're all doing me a solid. I should be grateful, and I am, but just sitting around and twiddling my thumbs, waiting to heal, would drive me crazy at the best of times. It's so much worse when my room is right by the front door and at the intersection of all traffic through the house. Hey, it's me again, that guy crashing on your couch. Looks like you're coming back from your job, that thing that I don't have. Oh, cool. You're on your way to the kitchen. Want to grab me a snack? Julian looked like he thought I was making a break for it the first time I took a walk. I won't say the possibility never occurred to me, but maybe I'm tired. Maybe running is just too much effort. Maybe Julian's optimism is catching and I want to stick around and see if I'm actually moving towards something for once. He said, while walking directly away from the terror of a slightly awkward conversation. Anyway, walks don't hurt the arm, and I've been going stir-crazy, so it seems like a win-win. It's probably good for the healing process, or something. The house is on the inner edge of the disc, nearly looking down into the well. So it's not the fanciest neighborhood or anything, but it's clean enough. It's safe. Julian and I, and Alex, I suppose, grew up somewhere pretty similar. There's a certain familiarity to it, even if our neighborhood was nearly on the opposite side of the disc. I can just imagine all four of them working together, every month pulling in enough to hold onto that small, carved-out corner of Megado. And then there's me, surviving off their generosity. I sigh. I guess we'll see how long that lasts. Speaking of their generosity, there's a knot of hunger building up in my gut. Being broke, unfortunately, puts a real tether on how far I can wander off. My feet burn a little by the time I'm back at the house, right around lunch. I end up just microwaving a frozen burrito. There's some leftovers in the fridge, but I'm not actually totally clear on who they're supposed to belong to, or how the house handles that kind of thing. And I really don't feel like asking. It tastes fine. I'm just about finishing up when Lark comes in. Can't go wrong with the classics. Huh? Oh, hey Lark. It takes me just a little bit too long to remember their name. Hey, Ash, have a good walk? Yeah. So, you off today? Or, on break, I guess? That they are able to just work from the exchange port in their room is one of those things that I appreciate exists, but it's strange to be around. It doesn't help that they get up to a lot in the exchange in their free time. So, most of the time they're just in there. It feels like rooming with a vampire. Takes all kinds, I guess. Wrong on both fronts, I'm afraid. They usually have me on later shifts. Lark sighs as they grab a protein bar from the pantry, carrying the wrapper off. Earlier shifts just have to keep the place materialized. Later shifts pay more since the people can do it, but it means running the concerts. Lucky me, I usually get the late shifts. Hazards of being good at your job. Well, that seems good, right? I mean, money is money. Shows you're good at what you do. Lark takes a bite of their protein bar and slowly chews before responding. I already know I'm good at what I do. It would be arrogant to say that just running concerts is beneath me. So I won't say it. But anyway, it manages to be more effortful than simply maintaining the space, but also deadly, dully repetitive. And that's before the people. You wouldn't believe the number of contractual stipulations in place about preserving the brand with these performers, even when everyone involved knows that the whole thing is a kayfabe. Would you believe me if I told you that the kinds of people that spend money to show up and watch an imitation of their favorite band, and especially those that do so regularly and repeatedly for the same band, are some of the most, let's say, exhausting individuals that you will ever meet? Yes. Well, they are. Taking some jabs at music fans here, I see. I won't lie though, going to the same concert over and over would be pretty stupid. At one point it's like, dude, you've seen it already. Okay, you don't gotta go again. I had a feeling. And it's my job to keep them happy. Rough. Honestly, after doing that all day, I'm shocked you're still in the exchange in your free time. Last place I worked made you use the worst fucking overlay. After that, I don't even like plugging in my interface in if I don't have to. Has to be that much worse if you're going all in. Well, I'm not spending time in official instances, obviously. Yeah, but the jailbroken ones aren't really that different, are they? You've never used them? I feel a twinge. Only briefly. I wandered around a few. I didn't really get involved. Well, I'm not even sure where to begin on what you're missing out on. Surely the potential of technology doesn't escape you. As a venue for art, anything is possible. Simply building up one's little world is the most common format, of course, but a skilled practitioner can hold together enough to engage in more involved narrative. Think of a movie or a play, but with the potential for every part to be played by a single person who also creates the setting. It's no simple thing to do. Well, yeah, but isn't that all still possible in official instances? Tell me, Ash, how often do you get up to the wreath? I mean, I've been up a few times, I guess. Usually don't have much reason to. But isn't the wreath more pleasant? Perched above the disc in the well. You have greenery all about you, a commanding view of the city, and the air quality surely as good as it is anywhere in Megiddo. And it's only a few miles away. Surely you'd want to go there more often than that. Sure, but 1,500 points for a lift ticket isn't exactly cheap. Could probably get, I don't know, a fancy dinner or something for that much. Way more normal meals if you stretched it out. And then you've got to pay the same to get back down. And speaking of meals, good luck finding anything affordable up there. Why would you have to pay to go back down? Is there anything even to do up there once you're up there? Can you live at the wreath? That's you have to pay to go back down. I guess I'm not surprised. Just so, official instances are much the same. Oh sure, the basics are cheap enough. That is, if you want to only host a handful of people and have constraints placed on what you manifest. Of course, you'll still have to have someone actually putting in the work to create things. They bleed you in drops. A little more for a few more people, a little more for thought forms of greater scope, much more than that if you really want to start the road to grander scale or complexity. And all of it metered and limited and timed, none of it truly yours. Why, I think any expert could look on a fresh creation and answer the question, what's the monetary value of that dream? Well, as the existence of jailbroken servers might have tipped you off, running an exchange server is, in fact, simply not that expensive. The whole thing's a monopolistic racket, locking freedom in a cage to sell it by the pound. But all it takes is that slight rhetorical flourish. Why don't you just choose not to buy? Why not go outside instead? And the jailed become their own jailer. Huh. Okay, I might need to think on that for a while. I'd always thought it was just about, wanting free shit. Who doesn't, really? I don't know, I'm still not sold. None of it's real. Doesn't really matter if it's free or whatever. It's just as fake as the official instances. Then I must apologize, because if that's the most you came away with, then I've quite failed to explain it in the ways that actually truly matter. Heavy footsteps thud down the hall. Amir emerges into the kitchen, looking bedraggled. Lark, I understand what you meant. you were basically making the point that it costs more to do more things in the official instances, but it doesn't actually really, for real. And so that's what the jailbroken ones are for, so that they can basically have more freedom to do whatever they want. Which makes sense. Morning. It's past noon. I said what I said. Hey, Ash. Hey. He ends up tossing a burrito of his own in the microwave. I feel a twinge of guilt. Did I accidentally take one of his favorites? Anyway, I was just starting to tell Ash here a bit more about jailbroken instances. Yeah, you and Julian pulling in another recruit for all the weird sex stuff? I nearly choke on a bite. You need to get better material. Perhaps I should talk to you about being into sports ball. I'm sure nobody's heard that one before either. Sports ball. I'm not gonna think about it. Some of us enjoyed pursuits that challenge. I read pursuits like fursuits, that's great. Some of us enjoy pursuits that challenge us. Challenge you, huh? That's one way to put it. I like that sprite, that's funny. It takes me a solid moment to realize that neither of them is actually upset. There's an entire relationship that already exists here, friendly enough that they casually give each other shit. One that I can only watch, a complete outsider. But for Ash's benefit, yes, there's that too, obviously. Huh. That got him interested. Did it now? I guess it's what I'd mostly heard about jailbroken instances anyway. Unsurprising. Well, art is hardly as distant from sex as some would have you to believe, but that's a separate topic. But it will have to wait. I'll be sure to correct whatever slander Amir feels the need to add later. I have an appointment to keep. Later. See you. Amir takes his own burrito from the microwave. There's enough of mine left that it would be obvious if I tried to hurry out. It occurs to me that I haven't actually been alone with him in the short time I've been here. He walks over and sets his plate down on the kitchen table before he seats himself, testing the burrito experimentally with his fingers, but finding it still too hot. I take a bit of mine. So, how's settling in been going? It's been good. I appreciate you all letting me stay. Well, seemed like a pretty rough situation. Yeah. So, sounds like you and Julian go pretty far back. His food's cooled off enough for him to start eating. I try to keep my hackles down. I can't help but feel like I'm being interrogated. Yeah, though it's been a long time, and that's before even accounting for, the whole situation. Yeah, that I can't even really imagine. 2 years just totally gone. Does he believe me? Hell, if I were in his shoes, would I believe me? Because I realize that there's an alternate, far more likely story. Somebody at the end of their rope looks up an old friend, somebody sympathetic and kind-hearted, like Julian, and they come up with some very wild story, and spin that into a free place to stay. Fuck. I swallow. Yeah, I'm still doing what I can to make sense of it. It's, I don't know, the best I can do as far as the doctor said. The best I can do as far as the doctor said is just to wait and hope something comes back. It'd be something else if I could at least start looking for work, but Julian kinda insisted that I wait until I'm a little more healed up. Yeah, it was a whole thing. I mean, I don't think the arm's that bad, but I get it, I guess. Still, I feel like I'm going crazy just sitting around. I get that, I guess. Ain't exactly fun to feel useless. Yeah. Well, give it time, I guess. Might wish you could go back to relaxing soon enough. I think I can feel myself smile slightly, though I don't really find the joke funny. That's the hope. Guess it's lucky the clothes fit, at least. Fuck me. Besides everything else, I'm literally wearing his probably dead partner's clothes. I think about the things I would give to be literally anywhere else right now. Yeah, it's, don't say that it's lucky. It's a hell of a coincidence. Well, life's funny like that. Good luck, I suppose. I'll see you around. I gotta get to my shift. See you around. He pushes away from the table and departs, while I'm left to finish off what's left of my burrito. It's gotten cold. Early in the day as it is, I feel both mentally and physically exhausted. Maybe I really am still healing. I already took a walk. I don't really feel like retracing the same steps again. I mindlessly flick through whatever I can pull up on the TV. The algorithm suggests some comedy series about a group of firefighters. It's fine. It's not really that funny, but it gets the occasional slight chuckle. The humor's honestly pretty formulaic once you get your head around each of the characters' big, colorful quirks. I sit in near silence for the next several hours. God, you sat around that long? I would lose my mind. I couldn't. I'll sit down and watch like a 2 hour movie, but after that 2 hour movie, I better be walking around or else. At one point, I start feeling like I'm just like melding in with the couch. It's dark out by the time I stir, probably irresponsibly late to have not had dinner yet, or he just fell asleep, napped a little bit. I glance up as the front door opens. Oh, hey. Hey. Sorry. Did you want to watch or some? Did you want to watch something? You're welcome to. I'm just kind of watching whatever's on. Nah, I'm good. Julian's got a long shift today, and I assume Lark's about the same. We were probably gonna skip making a whole thing out of dinner. Amir's bringing stuff with him from work. Want to see a menu? Nah, I'm easy. A burger or something is fine. Alright, well, I'll let him know. I'm gonna go shower. Catch you later. Later. Amir arrives as expected. He gets a steak and cheese, while Alex gets a personal sized pizza, sausage and onion. We are all sat around the table and digging in, the two of them talking animately. It's not so bad, really. I don't mind getting to just sit back and be a spectator to the swirling, shifting currents of their lives. So, of course, they tell us, last minute, that they want to delay the whole campaign. And, like, I know this client. They're going to put their heads together and have another big meeting of minds about it. And they're going to end up running with basically whatever we already had. Except throwing in a, but make it blue, or something on some shit that doesn't matter. Like, whatever, it's their money, right? So not really our problem. But the whole thing's just kind of a huge fuck around and a waste of time. I was looking forward to moving on to the next project. Yeah, I mean, I get it. Yeah, it's no skin off your back, but you're trying to do your job. It's annoying when people get in the way. Yeah, basically. I guess you might feel the same when, I don't know, stuff expires and gets thrown out because they order too much. Yeah, it's such a fucking waste. And they have all these rules against donating it or taking it home, but what can you do? That shit pisses me off. That's a thing. That's a thing that's not a far cry from current society. You just fucking. They spray shit all over shit they throw away so that you can't do anything with it, which fucking pisses me off. Everyone wants to act like we can't just give away food to people, but then we're all always throwing it away. Swear to God, though, if I ever catch somebody dipping into tips again, I'm going to fucking jail. I had a job where someone was stealing tips, and I felt about the same way. Hope I didn't read that. Oh god. Yeah, I don't envy that part of the job. So I see Amir is in the hell that's called, not retail. It's fast food. Can't remember the word, but he's in fast food. He's working in food related places, and that sucks. That's been most of my jobs so far, and they all suck. Even before the missing years, my employment history's patchy at best. Nothing that's going to reflect well on me. Yeah, that seems rough. Yeah. Anyway, what happened with that new girl, Kathleen? I don't think she's really going to work out. The conversation continues on largely without me. It's just easy, everyday topics. I watch it closely, looking for some glimmer of shared meaning for me to latch onto. Some opening to join in. Should probably figure out some new exercises or something. I don't know. I don't think they're really helping, but the doctor wants me to be doing them. They were still saying to be careful with any actual lifting, yeah? Yeah. Well, I was gonna say you could use that old home set I never used. At that, I perk up. Oh, you have weights? Would it be alright if I use them sometime? He pauses as he's chewing his food. I don't get it. It seems like a straightforward enough question. Finally, he swallows. Yeah, let me just drop them off in Julian's room for you sometime. You're using a shower, right? That seems unnecessarily convoluted. Unless he's specifically worried about what I might do or take if I were in his room. No, I'm being paranoid. Anybody might feel uncomfortable at the idea of some near stranger hanging out in their personal space. I don't have any right to expect distrust. I try not to lay my ears flat and answer him. That'd be real nice of you, thanks. That's once again that us as the player knowing that the reason why he's reacting like that is because he was the one who was against him staying in the first place. And so it's so once again, like, Ash is like, oh, I'm just being paranoid. But he really is reacting like that because he doesn't trust him. Maybe not necessarily trust him, just didn't really want him there in the first place, so maybe there's some, like, small negativity for that. But he is giving them to him, so. No problem. The rest of dinner is pretty subdued. Alex and Amir want to watch a drama they are into. I want to be alone in my room. And since my room is a few square feet of couch in the middle of the living room, I say nothing and we watch the drama. It's impossible to follow. I can't get why they like it. The way it's shot is interesting. A lot of really slow, lingering camera work. But I don't have the context for anything that's happening. Alex lets out a, oh shit, and Amir starts laughing when the ending stinger involves a character you're supposed to recognize showing up with a gun. Mercifully, they head for their bedrooms without lingering for too long. I feel both restless from a day of idleness and worn out from the stresses of recovery. I'm too tired to stay up and too energetic to sleep. The discomfort of the couch doesn't exactly help. Sleep, when it comes, is shallow and fitful. The next day is much the same. I wake up to Alex, then Julian coming down the stairs. They are considerate enough to keep their steps light and their voices low as they get breakfast and head out for work. I burrow into my borrowed blanket, pretending not to be awake. They head out, and I'm able to drift off for a bit longer. Amir comes down considerably later, and the growling in my stomach is enough to get me to drop the ruse. We make small talk of no real consequence before he heads off to deal with some errands. God knows when Lark gets up, if they haven't already. Their sleep schedule is a mystery to me. I just kill some more time watching TV. I feel like an animal pacing around in a cage, but there isn't anything for me to do. Well, Alex did say he'd move the weights. I prowl up to the stairs into Julian's room. Sure enough, there's a set of dumbbells and plates waiting for me. It's not like I've got anything else going on. I hesitate for a moment, but I've got enough privacy that I can change down to just some athletic shorts. I'm less thorough than I should be on stretching. I'm quickly realizing how little I've moved since waking up. And who can say if I moved at all for all the time that I was? No, I refuse. I clamp down on the thoughts and force them away. I'm not going there right now. This is what I need. The loosening strain in my bicep as I straighten my arm and pull it across my chest. Though I'm just as quickly reminded how fragile my current state is when repeating the stretch with my injured arm causes me to recoil with a hiss. Well, fine. Could do worse than a one-arm workout, I guess, as long as I don't make a habit of it. I just need to feel something burn. I grit my teeth. Sweat sheens me as I work through the motions. As many feelings as possible get scraped and hollowed out, leaving room for only exertion. The asymmetry is awkward, but it only pushes me further and harder to struggle and adapt. I feel drained. Whatever happened to me, it sure as hell didn't involve much cardio. I know my endurance used to be better than this. I want to push myself harder. I want more from this body than it gives me. I want more from this life than it gives me. The only thing stopping me is my own weakness. Fuck it. Surely a few reps on the bad arm couldn't hurt. I stand on a curl. It's agonizing. Sweat drips down and stings the fresh scar tissue. If I can just push through. Uh-oh. Ah! I'm in an odd mood as I step through the front door, though I can't exactly complain about getting out early. The whole situation around the drone that I found near Ash still bugs me. I actually ended up following up on the repair ticket. There wasn't any commentary by the tech, and when I checked the actual attached logs, nothing seems off. Okay, so I didn't talk about this last episode, but I have kind of like a kind of like a theory that doesn't have much proof, but a theory nonetheless. I feel like I feel like maybe when Ash forgot his 2 years. So far I think that he was somewhere, but I think he was plugged into the exchange, I think whatever it's called, but it might not even be in the exchange. I think he was plugged into like the it might honestly, yeah, it might have been the exchange. Like I think he was plugged in, and I think he shut down like somehow he was what's it called? He was conscious in this gosh, words are hard. I'm sorry guys. He was conscious in this like virtual exchange world, and he connected to this drone, knew that Julian was there, was working that day, shut it down to get Julian's attention, and then so he could go to find him, I guess. And that's why the drone turned on during that moment, cuz technically Ash was still asleep when we found him, and when the whole CG with the light with it turning on behind him. That could totally be completely wrong though, cuz there's some weird thing like it's like how I don't know, like is it could be, but it could also be totally wrong because I don't really have any proof to prove that. Because I don't know, I just kind of refuse to believe that he was literally just like, it was like he just dreamed, like he fell asleep and then just woke up 2 years later. Like, I think he was conscious in some way. I think he has some amnesia of some sort, but I don't know. I've read a lot of visual novels where people write characters with amnesia. It's a very common thing, and this so far this visual novel already breaks a lot of common things that I see in visual novels. So that probably isn't the case at all, and I'm just completely wrong. But that's what I think so far. There wasn't any commentary by the tech, and when I checked the actual attached logs, nothing seemed off. The whole situation around I had the thing selected. I mean, I don't think I imagined it. I guess it could be some kind of failsafe behavior I'm not familiar with to move itself out of the path of traffic. I should probably look into. Ah, what the fuck? That came from my room. I rush up to I rush up the stairs, fumbling open the door. Is everything okay? Ash is barely dressed, and he's working hard. The air in the room is uncomfortably warm, the scent dry and masculine. Hey. Hey. Do not stare, do not stare. Julian, control yourself, bro. This is a good shot though. It's his room again. Kind of a different view on his room. Is everything good? Yeah, just overdid it a bit. Wait, hang on. You weren't trying to lift on that arm, were you? I mean, I thought it might help with the healing. Ash, come on. You need to let yourself rest if you actually want to heal. I feel fine, honest. Like I said, I just went a little too hard. It's just for a little while. You can get back to it soon enough. I guess. He sighs. Look, I'm sorry. I'm not trying to cause problems, especially considering you're letting me crash here and all. Really, it's no Uh-huh. The ensuing silence is awkward. I try to find a new topic. Well, anyway, if you don't mind my asking, what's the deal with the scars? Is Julian... Julian. Is he asking about the obvious scars, or is he asking about the... I really hope that's not what he's asking. He should know. The look he gives me tells me I fucked up. Well, Julian, I paid a surgeon a lot of money that I didn't exactly have to chop my... Not those. Okay, yeah, that's what I thought. Because I was like, he has other scars. Okay. God, please strike me dead. What, the arm? I already told you, I don't really remember. No, I mean there, by your collarbone. Or the one that's on your stomach. Oh. I'm not sure I remember. Oh, you mean... You think they were during the time you were missing? No, they were there before. It's been a bit. I think the one by my gut was this guy that thought I stole his wallet. Don't know what his problem was. Seemed out of it. It was in a shelter. Some staff got him off me. The chest one, I think that was work. This warehouse I was at for a little while. Some stuff fell out of a box I was lifting. Real fly-by-night operation. Jesus. Putting aside how I feel, like I'm intruding on something that isn't any of my business. I guess it's one thing to know that Ash has been through some hard times, and it's another to actually hear the details. I wish he could have reached out. I wish he didn't have to suffer like that. And yet, there's a casual strength and certainty to him that I don't remember from the person I knew. I guess it's hard to not be at least a little impressed. Sorry, I didn't mean to bring up anything painful. He shrugs nonchalantly. Is what it is. I'm not there now, so, whatever. Either way, I'm just trying to get over this as quick as I can. Like I was saying, I feel fine. Just need to be more careful. He looks fine. Do not stare. Okay, I stare, but I tear my gaze away as quickly as possible, even if I can physically feel my heart rate right now. And I guess I'm not used to just doing nothing. I try to think of something to offer. Well, if you're looking for stuff to do, maybe I could show you around some of the jailbroken instances a bit. You're not really familiar, right? Not really, no. There's one I've been working on you might like. I've got some errands to take care of, but maybe later tonight? It's something to do at least. He pauses to think and seems uncomfortable. I'm sure he's going to refuse. You know what? Sure. Thanks, Julian. Huh. I try to hide my surprise. No problem. Anyway, I'll let you, get back to it. Yeah, well, later, Julian. Later. As much as I've been making fun of Julian, Ash does look really good in that, image. It's good art, and he's a good-looking guy. I exhale a breath as I close the door behind me. The image of Ash still seared onto my retinas. I need to get a grip. I feel ashamed, more than anything else, for the way my heart is racing. I can imagine Lark laughing at me. No kidding. That would be the thing that Lark would never let him live down. Oh. With things as they are right now, with Ash dependent on me for rent, it would be beyond wrong to express anything like that towards him. He's a friend, somebody that I care about, sure, but that I'm helping out because I wanted to help him get back on his feet. I don't want to take advantage of him, or to even get close to doing so. I sigh. It's probably for the best that I have some grocery shopping to do, anyway. More than anything else, I just need to clear my mind. I let out a breath. I didn't realize I'd been holding as Julian closes the door. Flexing like that was probably a bit too much. Even if his reaction was pretty funny. Oh, he knows. This is really cool. I love the POV swap. I love that we're playing both characters right now. It's really, really cool. Because then we can just have one character like have their reactions, and then just like we move on to the other character and they're like, yeah, we totally knew what was going on with him, even though we didn't react to it. It's pretty funny. I suppose I could blame the endorphins from working out or something. Though my mind also wanders towards other kinds of physical activity that I haven't gotten up to since waking up. Jesus, though, not with Julian. Besides how messed up the whole situation would be, he looked like he was about to have a heart attack. Bit of gender euphoria from getting that reaction out of him of all people, I guess. But no, better to shut that thought right now. In any case, I need a shower. The last of my clothes goes in the laundry basket after I lock the door. I pull my arm across my body in a stretch as I head into the bathroom. I turn the heat high, letting it warm for just a minute before stepping in. It takes me a second to adjust, but I endure it. It's worth it to feel my body relaxing as... Whoa. I gasp, jerking out of the freezing cold spray and pressing myself against the tile. What the fuck? I've never felt the water get cold that fast. No, wait, I shiver. I don't feel like I just got hit by a blast of cold water. I'm freezing all over, and I'm soaking wet. It's like I was standing in it for a while. My heart hammers in my chest. I turn the water off and step out. Did he just time skip? Okay, that totally derails everything I was just talking about like 20 minutes ago. It's funny how quickly... I knew it was kind of a crackhead theory anyways, but I like theorying. The bathroom mirror is fogged over with condensation, but the water was only hot for a few seconds. This can't be happening. Deep breaths, Ash. You're still recovering from a serious injury, so maybe it's not that strange that you fell asleep or blacked out somehow for just a moment. Though I will say maybe I'm not totally wrong, because when he did that blink, it showed the background like dark for a second, which makes me think that maybe he... So it makes me think that maybe he can be conscious while that happens. But it also happened in a moment. So, I don't know. I don't know. I should just keep reading. Right? Right. Right. I drive myself slowly and carefully, and as I pull my clothes on, I decide that I don't need to think about it. What I really need is some air. However I feel about living here, I like the balcony. Being this close to the well is a bit of a mixed bag, and I suppose the dilapidated industrial buildings and lower income housing directly below aren't exactly the most charming view. Holy shit, I was right. Did I talk about that? That, like, the lower down. No, I don't think I talked about that. But I did talk about houses being like lower rings below. So I was right about that. But I'm also not entirely surprised that the lower levels are also the lower the lower income places. But it's a view. It's late enough in the evening that traffic has slowed. I slump down into one of the chairs. Honestly, the day has kicked my ass enough that I don't do much more than slouch and stare at Megado. I hear the door open behind me. I've got a feeling that it's Julian, and I'm not sure if I'm ready to deal with him right now. Taking in the sights? Huh. Something like that. Hmm. They don't deign to actually sit, just close the door before leaning against the railing. You look like shit. Thanks. Well, it's to be expected. I imagine you've been having an exciting couple of days. My mind flashes back to the shower, but not really. I mean, definitely at first and all. But if anything, it's the opposite. I feel like I'm losing my mind just waiting around to heal. Interesting. Plenty of people would be glad for that sort of chance. I mean, don't get me wrong, it's not that I'm ungrateful. Oh, I didn't say or think you were. I just thought it was interesting. Still, you've been gone for 2 years. There must be plenty you want to catch up on, plenty that you've missed. I suppose you could call mindlessly watching shows on the couch catching up. I guess. It all just runs together after a while. Honestly, I already feel sick of it. Hmm. You know, it's a funny thought. If you did find work, indeed, the best work possible, if you won the lottery of life and scrimped and saved until you never had to work again, you might find yourself in the exact same position. Though in a rather better physical state, I imagine. What's your point? That it's all just a mindset or something? I'm already a billionaire if I think about it, right? That's cute and all, but not very helpful. Oh, not in the slightest. Don't mistake me for thinking that ignoring material reality is wisdom. Poverty, infirmity, deprivation, they grind the spirit down. Of course, you'll hear endlessly from those captivated by the nobility of suffering and art as they point out each stray spark struck by that grinding as though it justifies the mill. But in the end, it is the grinding down itself that we must contend with. How we are ground down, what we do as we are ground down. Alright, again, what's your point? If we must be ground down, better to shed a few stray sparks of life than nothing at all. It's hard to say how much freedom whatever work you find will afford, but that freedom is worth using. Cultivating something to fill that time that weighs on you so heavily is a conscious and effortful choice, but one worth making. Or else you'll find that choice being made for you. That feels a bit rich from somebody that just sits around plugged in all day. Self-actualization isn't always glamorous, though it certainly would be if you saw what I was seeing. Uh-huh, and the first hit's free, I imagine. Better than free, stolen. Sure you're trying to, how did Amir put it, recruit me into the weird sex stuff? I'm surprised by the intensity of Lark's stare, and how it makes me feel as they ever so casually glance at me. I love these sprites. They're so good. They shrug iconically Did I say that right? Okay. I gotta look up a word now. One moment. Oh shit, it's laconically. I'm stupid. Dude, iconically sounds like a cool word though. I kind of wish that was the word, but I mistaken the lowercase l for the uh an I. This is one of those words where it doesn't show up an immediate meaning. But AI overview is always there to try to give me an answer. Please, I don't want your answer. Using or involving the use of minimum of words, concise to the point of seeming rude or mysterious. So they shrug like sorry. Someone out there is gonna be watching this and be like, why is this guy spending so long on this? I care about the words I read, okay? So he shrugs as little, like he does as little as possible to do a simple shrug. I don't know actually. Maybe someone out there smarter than me can yell at me and tell me what that means. Only if you want me to. Wait, what? I think I've lost control of this conversation, if I ever had it. I said what I said. If nothing else, I'm sure it'd be a better way of burning off some of that restless energy of yours. Okay, Lark. Keep it in your pants, bud. Whoops. I was just trying to jab back at them a bit, like a mirror does. Serves me right, I guess. But now I'm actually thinking about it. And there's certainly a lot to think about. I do my best to meet their stare. I really shouldn't, even if I'm a little curious. Things are complicated enough right now, even if I'm restless and frustrated. Kinda hoping Ash doesn't, because that means I have to cut all that out for my YouTube video. Future me will worry about that if we get to that point. You know what? Thanks, but I'm good. Besides, Julian's already showing me some instances he's been working on later. That might be about as much as I've got in me for that day. Suit yourself. Anyway, pardon me. You seem like you were in the midst of some quality brooding. I'll let you get back to it. They push off the railing and stride back indoors. Their long tail doesn't brush me as they walk by, but it comes close. Oh, okay. I thought I read that wrong and said that it does, because I was like, why would they mention that it missed him? Dinner is uneventful. Afterwards, Julian invites me up to his room. Hi, Julian. I also have to say, Julian is also really good looking. I don't know if it's just this sprite in particular, but he looks good. I like this sprite. I'm strangely anxious as I mount the stairs and follow him in. It's not like I've never been in the exchange before, and it's not like I haven't been in his room alone with him before. Maybe it's something about being invited in this fashion, this late in the day. Or maybe it's just that I'm not really sure what to expect. I mean, it's just the exchange. I guess he'll show me something he's made up. I try to think what kinds of shows and things he likes so I might know what to expect, but I'm not actually sure. I wonder if he's going to show him the thing that we saw at the beginning after the intro. I've got an extra cable and all, but one of us is probably going to have to lie on the floor. Or there's enough there's enough room on the bed that we could. No. It's fine, I can take it. You probably kind of need the softer surface with the Gen 2s, yeah? Oh, well, it's appreciated, yeah. The exchange router is kept by his bedside. I knew it! He fishes a second cable out and plugs into the router before offering it to me. I take it with some hesitation, drawing it back and engaging the lock as I slot it beneath my skull. I always hated that sensation. I would too! I was talking about it in the first episode. plugging in to the back of your neck. I don't mean no likey. Well, don't look too excited. Everything okay? I just hope nothing bad comes out of this, because it seems Ash's ports are weird and fucked up, as what that doctor said in the last episode. So it's like, let's just hope nothing bad happens here and we just have a nice, good time in Julian's instance. It's fine. I'm gonna be honest though. Pretty sure this just ain't for me. Sure, but you still haven't actually tried. Close enough to it. Official instances? Nah, I mean, maybe you'll think it sucks, but you can't really know yet. And I think I've got a good feeling. Uh-huh. I settle myself down. Julian lends me a pillow, or at least, and similarly gets himself comfortable on the bed as he plugs his own cable in. So, what should I expect? Are we going to see some cowboys or wizards or soldiers or something like that? Julian smiles at me with a confidence I've never seen from him. You're going to see something real. I love this sprite too. He's like, it's just so cute. It's like, look at him. He's like, yeah. The connection is engaged, and our minds are borne far away on the electric current. I'm unused to the feeling, to the flow of one self into another. Unused. Okay, you didn't have to play that sound again. Unused. Is that the right word? I'm unused. I'm going to assume it is. It takes me time to return to my own being. There's a sound I can't identify. It's repetitive, a kind of steady droning, but as steady and comforting as a fan set by my bedside. Okay, see, never let me touch one of these instances things, because I would just create one where it's like, I would just make one where it's like, I just take an ambient album from like, I don't know, like I'll just like choose selected ambient works from Aphex Twin and just like play it on loop, and then just like, you just press a few buttons, like a VR chat, you just press a few buttons and you'll just like, you'll be on the moon, and then you'll be in like Niagara Falls, and you can just like listen to this music, and then when it gets to the darker tracks, it's just like, you're like floating in space, and it's like Blue Calcs, if anyone knows that song. It's like, boom, boom, boom. I think that'd be really cool. And then I could be really like, I don't know. What's the word? I can't think of the word. Not uptight, but wow, I really can't think of it. Pretentious. That's the word. I can be like super pretentious about it. Like, you really gotta feel it, bro. You really gotta feel the music. I'm seated with my eyes closed. Oh. Something warms my fur, like the solar lamp, but it feels off. And my hand brushes the ground and feels something soft. I open my eyes onto an alien sight. So it is the same, yeah. It's some kind of plant. It's like nothing I've seen, small and strange and intricate. Its head is hollow. Small stalks point outwards from the center, each tip bursting outwards into individual golden fibers. That fluff is what felt so soft against my fingers. Even my breath is enough to make it sway slightly. I hold it, spellbound, afraid that I might damage it. And yet, as I draw that breath, the air is sweeter than any I've ever known. I look up, and I feel as though my heart has stopped. The dome of sky stretches above me. Sky, I realize, is not just a color. It's not a texture or a flat, worn surface. Sky is a space, bright and free and infinite. And the sun is a thing so brilliant, my eyes sting in water to look at it. I tear my gaze away, blinking out the moisture and wiping it with my sleeve. The sunlight filters down through a canopy of trees. They are closing to something I recognize. But they are not the monoculture of Megiddo. They are varied, wild and twisting and interlaced with the sounds, I realize, of living things, of life. Ah, there you are. Huh? Yeah, so this is it, I guess. Sorry, it's kind of a work in progress. I blink, then slowly stand. It is? Yeah, I mean, there's some parts that are just incomplete. I've been kind of slowly crunching through the sources I've got. The birds are pretty half-assed right now. But I guess it's deeper than that. Like, what is it really doing, you know? Right now it's just there. The warm breeze ruffles my fur. I can't pick out the sense it carries. There are too many individual notes, so many of them unfamiliar. Does it need to be much more than that? I guess, maybe not. I don't know, really. What's that sound? Oh, the kind of buzzing, right? Yeah. Cicadas. They came up when I was doing my research. They're kind of wild, honestly. Are you familiar? No. But I'd like to be, I think. Go on. Yeah, so they were an insect like crickets. They made that sound pretty much all day. It's how they found each other, found mates, and so on. God, so back before the Exodus, it was just like this all the time? No, that's the crazy part. Cicadas mostly stayed underground as long as 17 years. And they sort of timed those cycles together. Eggs would get laid, and then 17 years later, all of the adults would emerge to the surface at once. And after all that time, they might only be alive as adults for about 6 weeks before laying eggs and starting the whole thing over again. So what you're hearing right now, even pre-Exodus, been it would have been this rare, special thing. I hear cicadas often where I live. I hear them all the time. Actually, so much so that they're annoying sometimes. But it feels super like shitty for me to be like, oh, they're so annoying because here they've never experienced these. They are only experiencing it through a simulation. So here's me, who takes it for granted, being like, nah, this sucks. Sometimes they're so loud that I'll be in my room and I can hear them through my window. That achingly blue sky looms over me. I wonder if they dreamed of it, beneath the earth. I barely realize it when I think out loud. Do you think that it was worth it? Huh? For the cicadas, living underground all those long years, just for the chance of 6 weeks to be above it? The breeze and the steady thrum of those ancient creatures fills the silence between us. I guess it has to have been. They did it after all. But maybe it isn't for us to say. We weren't there, were we? All of this is just a pieced together reproduction, at best guess. It's more than nothing. You really made all this? Oh yeah. It's been a bit of a project. I've also been working on this play, but it's even less finished right now. Julian, this is amazing. Ah, well, it still needs work, still needs direction. But I don't know, maybe I'll get there. And this is something anyone can do, right? Something anyone could just learn? Sure, I mean, some people take more naturally to it, but it's really not that hard when you get down to it. It's a bit involved, but I'd be happy to teach you if you want to learn. Me? Learning? Julian? Teaching me? Huh. I'd like that. Maybe not right now. This is still a lot. Is it alright if I kinda just hang out here for a while? Yeah, go for it. There's some other parts I might go work on anyway. Just let me know if you need anything. God, that's so cool. So, when you make these, it isn't like just sitting on a computer and just coding everything and then hitting run. Like, you can be in the instance and then work on stuff like it's... Like, I guess you can't really work on stuff in VR chat. Like, you still have to obviously code stuff, but, like, it would be really cool to think that, like, coding in the future would just be you being able to build it around yourself as it happens. And just like that, Julian vanishes into thin air. I'm left to stand here. I'm left to stand there, blinking and uncertain in the unfamiliar light. I wander a beat deeper into the forest, marveling at the sights that stretch out before me. A particular tree catches my eye, larger and stouter than any I've seen in Megiddo. I place my hand on its bark, feeling the sun-warmed intricacies of its nature. More cool arts! Look at him! Oh, it's moving too. It looks so cool. Guys, I love art. It's so cool. Someone drew this. Someone much more talented than me drew this. And it looks great. I also love it's like, watercolored, I think is the right word. I think that's what it looks like, watercolored look. Because I like how it looks like they drew lines and then just kind of like splotches, I guess. It's weird to explain because it's got kind of that like dotted texture on everything. Like they had a brush that could make dots like that. It looks really cool. Just a little project of his, a little diversion. I'm humbled as realization dawns about how little I really know of the exchange, about how little I know of pre-Exodus Earth, of the experience of the world that was, and how little that I know the man that Julian's become. Yet the things I don't know don't frustrate me. I think they even excite me. I want to know. I want to learn. I want to understand. I want to think deeper than understanding. My fingers drag down the bark. The texture is rough against my touch. The feeling is blunted by my calloused skin, but it is almost like pain. My claws snag against the bark's small intricacies. I trace out lines of mystery, labyrinthine and sacred. No! No! That was already the end? No! No! I was... Oh, man! I can't believe it only took me 3 episodes to get to the end of this. Oh, man. I've been having so much fun with this. They're getting to it, so I'll just have to be patient. You've reached the end of this build. Thanks for playing. Faintly here, gonna skip a bit of the outro this time. By the time you're reading this, there will be a free devlog up on Patreon explaining the whole situation, but the short version is that both Under Heaven and furry visual novels, more broadly, are currently under existential threat. If art of the kind you've seen here or anywhere matters to you at all, please reach out to the payment processors mentioned. Reach out to your elected representatives. Signal boost some of the posts you've been seeing about this, and do what you can to help beat this thing. Likewise, please do what you can to support other individual projects during this time. We are not going anywhere. Yeah, I was gonna bring this up. I didn't really know how to bring it up, but visual novels are being, I guess. Oh shit! What the fuck did I do? Visual novels are being basically shadow banned on itch.io. Like now a lot of them can be up for free, but basically any furry visual novel that is 18 plus for any reason, even if it has nothing to do with like sex and stuff, is just completely shadow banned. You can't get paid for anything you can't get paid or anything like that because of payment processors. Itch back down, Steam back down. And all these payment processors basically just fucking basically said, no, you can't do that anymore. And then everyone just followed suit, basically. It's really shitty. And it's really fucked up. And, you got this game talking about, like, freedom of art and everything. And this is supposed to be a game that happens in the future. And then here we are right now in present day having to deal with companies that basically just say, no, you can't have this art because we said so. Because we think it's bad and you can't have it, which is a whole lot of bullshit. So, yeah, support these games. let these people know that you do like their games, and stand up against payment process. Fuck them. They do what they should be doing, what we want, not what they want. It's some shit. Uh, yeah, like they said, we're not going anywhere. That's kind of why. That's kind of partially why I finally wanted to start reading these visual novels, because I guess I want to like just put it out. I just wanted to read these because one, I like these. I like reading these. Two, reading these keeps me more engaged. And three, I just want to put more what is it? Eyes on it, I guess, because it can be really hard to find these now because half of them are just like not available to search unless you use Google. Every time when I look up a lot of these visual novels now, I have to use Google because if I type it into itch.io, it just won't show up. And I've always had issues with searching things up on itch.io anyways, but that's some shit that you can't even find half of them now. So yeah. I'm really sad that I'm already at the end of this. But when Build 4 does come out, I will hop right on that shit to read it. And I think I have some other ideas for other visual novels to read. I don't think anyone is really watching these videos actively right now, but I'm hoping someone eventually finds these and goes, "Hey, this guy seems cool. I'm going to watch his videos." So we'll see you around sooner or later. And yeah, same for me. I'll see you guys around sooner or later. Thank you for watching this if you have. I've been having fun making these, and they'll be here for anyone to watch if they're curious. I'll be here to read Build 4 when it comes out. And yeah, I'll see you all in the next video.